Hello guys, uh, this is K. Nikhil. I am a final year student of IIT Madras. Okay, today we are learning about straight lines uh, plus one math. Okay, before getting into the straight lines topic, let us have a brief recall of coordinate geometry done in earlier classes. So first thing is location of points. In a 2D geometry, we have two axes. One is x-axis and another is y-axis. So any point on x-axis is denoted as some x comma 0 because a point is denoted as some x comma y where this x part is called abscissa and 0 is called ordinate. Okay, so any point on the x-axis is denoted as some x comma 0. Similarly, any point on y-axis is denoted as some 0 comma y where its abscissa is 0 and its ordinate will be some constant depending upon the point. Any point on the x-axis, any point on the xy plane, is generated as some x comma y where x is the distance from y-axis measured along x-axis and y is the distance from x-axis measured along y-axis. It might be confusing, but it's so simple. Suppose if I want to denote a 3 comma 0 point, so what we have to do, 3 comma 0, its ordinate is 0, so it's on the x-axis. To denote 3, we need to move 3 units from the origin. You must have known it. So first unit, 2 units and third unit, this point will be 3 comma 0. Similarly, if I want to denote some, let's say 0 comma minus 4. So it's a point on y-axis. What is mean by minus 4? What is the negative sign? You know that we have two directions of y-axis. One is upward and another is downward. Upward is denoted as positive numbers and downward is denoted by negative numbers. So to denote 0 comma minus 4, we need to move 4 units downward from the origin. So 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 units and 4 units. So this point will be 0 comma minus 4. So you got how to plot on x-axis and y-axis. So any point on the xy plane, let's say 6 comma minus 4. How do you denote 6 comma minus 4? Its abscissa is 6 and ordinate is minus 4. To denote 6 comma minus 4, first we need to see what is its abscissa. It is 6. So we need to go to the 6 comma 0. So 6 comma 0 is nothing but it's a point on x-axis. So to denote 6 comma 0, 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, 5 unit, 6 unit. So this point will be 6 comma 0. And then its ordinate is minus 4. So from that point 6 comma 0, we need to move downward 4 units. 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units and 4th unit. So this point will be 6 comma minus 4. Here what we define x as is distance from y-axis measured along x-axis. The direction of x-axis is this side. So distance from y-axis, this is y-axis, from y-axis measured along x-axis. So you have to measure the distance of 6 comma minus 4 point from y-axis along x-axis. So this will be the distance. This distance is nothing but x, so the distance is 6. Yeah, see, it is origin. This distance and this distance are same because the both are parallel. So the distance is 6 units. Similarly, the y is distance from x-axis measured along y-axis. So distance from x-axis measured along y-axis. This is the y-axis. So this distance is minus 4. Okay, minus 4. Similarly, this is also minus 4. Okay, now you understand how to look at points. Let's do a small exercise. See, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Let's say we need to denote a point 1 comma 0. So it's a point on x-axis. Let's say this one square box is 1 unit. So this will be 1 comma 0. So this will be 2 comma 0. This will be 3 comma 0. Similarly, this will be 4 comma 0 and so on. Similarly, in the y axis, this will be 0 comma 1. This will be 0 comma 2. This will be 0 comma 3. It's just a reason you must have learned from 10th standard. This will be 0 comma 4. Suppose if you want to denote a point 2 comma 3, let's say 2 comma 3. So first we need to check what is its abscissa. It is 2. So I will go to the 2 comma 0 point, and then its ordinate is 3. So I will move upward to the 0 comma 3. So this point is 2 comma 3. To check, we can easily draw a perpendicular line to x-axis and draw a perpendicular line to the y-axis. Check whether its abscissa and its ordinate matches. Similarly, if you want to denote 4 comma 4, you go to 4 comma 0 and then you move upward. Then move upward to 0 comma 4. So the point will be here to here. So this point will be 4 comma 4. To check, draw a perpendicular, see whether its abscissa matching with the point on x-axis and its ordinate matches with the y-axis. It is so simple. Location of point. Okay. Now you know how to locate a point on a xy plane. The next thing you have learnt in 10th standard is distance between 2 points. Let's say 2 points P and Q. P is some x1 comma y1, Q is some x2 comma y2. We need to know the distance between 2 points P and Q. Let's say this is y-axis, this is x-axis. I have drawn a point P. I have located a point P and I have located a point Q. Its x coordinates are denoted. I have given a blue color and y coordinates are given a red color. So this red line is the PQ line. So we need to measure the distance of PQ, the length of the PQ. Okay. Now, if I draw a horizontal, a perpendicular to the x-axis from Q, then this point will be x2 comma 0, because the x coordinate of Q is same as the x coordinate on the x-axis. And if I draw some horizontal to the P, a horizontal from P to the y-axis, it will be 0 comma y1. Now what I do is, I draw a perpendicular from P to the let's say this is some point M. I draw perpendicular from P to the QM. So the intersection point is let's say R. So the R point will be, its x coordinate is x2. Similarly, its y coordinate will be y1. So it will be x2 comma y1. Okay. Now we got a triangle PQR, which is a right angle triangle at R. Okay. When right angle triangle comes into the mind, we know a famous theorem called Pythagoras theorem. What it says is hypotenuse square. What is hypotenuse here? PQ. Hypotenuse square equal to sum of the squares of other two sides. Other two sides are PR and QR. So this is the proof of how to find the length of PQ. So it says, from Pythagoras theorem, it says PQ square, hypotenuse square, equal to PR square plus QR square. So to know PR, we know the two coordinates of PR. It's parallel to x-axis. So distance will be x2 comma. So distance of PR is same as distance of these 2 points, x1 comma 0 and x2 comma 0. So these two, the distance between these 2 points is x2 minus x1. Similarly, distance of QR will be same as distance between these two. QR is same as distance between QR is same as distance between these 2 points 0 y2 and 0 comma y1. So the distance is y2 minus y1. So PQ will be root over x2 minus x1 whole square, which is PR square. plus y2 minus y1 square, which is qr square. So the distance PQ is root over x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So the distance between 2 points P and Q, which is x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2, is root over x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. So just you need to remember this formula, and you should have a good idea how did we get this formula, which is from the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, next thing, the final thing you have learnt in the 10th standard. Okay, before that, let's solve a problem. Let's say a problem. Find distance between 2, 3 and 7, 8. So this is point 1 and this is point 2. Its x coordinates are 2. This is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. So the distance equal to, yeah, you can do it. I will give you some 30 seconds. Please solve it. Yeah, it's a simple thing. So x2 minus x1, which is 7 minus 2 whole square plus 8 minus 3 whole square, which is nothing but root over 7 minus 2 is 5 square. 5 square is 25 plus 8 minus 3 is 5, which is 5 square is 25, which is equal to root 50, which can be also written as 5 root 2 units. Yeah, it's a simple problem. Next thing you have learnt is section formula. What it says is the coordinates of a point dividing the line segment joining points x1 comma y1, which is P, x2 comma y2, which is Q, internally in the ratio m:1. So is x comma y equal to some r point equal to mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n, comma my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. Here x2 is known, x1 is known, m and n are known, y1 and y2 are also known. So we get a point R which divides P and Q internally in a ratio of m:1. Let's say, let's see how did we get this. The main concept which includes the proof is similar triangles. See, here this is the point P, this is the point Q. I drawn a line PQ. Let's say a point R, x comma y, which, let's say R as x comma y, which divides in the ratio m:1. So what does this mean? PR is some m times a constant and RQ is n, which means that PR by RQ is m by n, m:1. So we need to find R such that it is dividing PQ in a ratio m:1. Similar to the previous proof we have done for the distance between 2 points, we will draw the horizontal and perpendicular lines to the y-axis and x-axis. From Q, I have drawn a perpendicular to x-axis, which is the point on the x-axis will be x2 comma 0. Similarly, for P, it will be x1 comma 0. Similarly, for R, it will be x comma 0. Similarly, I have drawn perpendicular from R to the line Q. Let's say this point is some. Let's say this point is some J. I have drawn R to the QJ. J is point x2 comma 0. So the intersection is n. So the n coordinates will be, what will be the n coordinates? N coordinates, so we need to check its x coordinate, which is x2, comma, its y coordinate will be y, x2 comma y. Similarly, I drawn a perpendicular from P to the line R, and let's say this is some K. Let's say this is some K point, K to RK. So this point will be x comma y1. So we got two triangles PR and M and RQN. These two are right angle triangles. So one angle will be 90 degrees, which is the angle M and the angle N. Why is it right angle? Yeah, because the y-axis and axis are perpendicular. So similarly QN and RN also perpendicular, because we drawn perpendicular and parallel to the axis. So if you observe angle RPM and angle QRN, which is this angle R and angle P are equal. Why? Because see, these two lines are parallel, so these angles also will be equal. Similarly, angle R and angle Q also are equal, because these two parallel lines are equal. So angle R and angle Q will be equal. I think these are corresponding angles. So from that we got all the angles of triangle PRM is equal to all the angles of RQN, corresponding angles. So from that what we can say is, if the three angles of two triangles are equal, then those two triangles are similar. If those two triangles are similar, then their sides are in a proportion. So those sides mean those corresponding sides. So here PR is corresponding to RQ and PM is corresponding to RN and QN is corresponding to RM. So those ratio will be equal. So PR by RQ equal to RM by QN equal to MP by NR. We know that PR by RQ is M by N. We need to know RM and QN. What is RM? Let's see. I have written here. RM is nothing but RM. See, this is RM. This is RM, which is equal to distance between these 2 points. What is distance between these 2 points? 0 to y, 0 comma y and 0 comma y1. Its distance will be y minus y1. So RM is y minus y1. Similarly, QN will be y2 minus y. Similarly, PM and RN will be x minus x1, this part, and x2 minus x. So I have it written here. RM by QN is y minus y1 by y2 minus y. Similarly, MP by NR is x minus x1 by x2 minus x1, which is equal to m by n. So if you solve this, you get y equal to my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. Yeah, you can take y2 minus y1 to that side and n to this side. So we get m into y2 minus y equal to n into y minus y1. So you get y equal to my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. Similarly, if you solve this set, you get the similar x equal to mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n. This is the section formula. Finally, the section formula is nothing but we need to find a point which divides 2 points in a ratio m is to n. Okay. One more thing you have learned. Here is a simple exercise for you. Find the coordinates of the midpoint of the line segment joining the points x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2. So we need to find a midpoint. What does mean by midpoint? So it divides equally. So its ratio will be 1:1. So apply section formula and find the point. The final concept what you have learned in the 10th standard is area of a triangle formed by 3 points. Let's say P x1 comma y1, Q x2 comma y2, are x3 comma y3. So the area formed by these three triangles is given by half into x1 into y2 minus y3. See, x1 into other two y coordinates, y2 minus y3, plus x2 plus x2 into other two y coordinates, y3 minus y1. So we don't get a term y2. Similarly, x3 into other two y coordinates, y1 minus y2 modulus, because area is positive. How did we get this formula? So for everything you need to have an idea how did we got this, so that you will have a good understanding of the problems. This proof is an exercise for you. I will tell you in the next lecture. See, it is so simple. Let's say point P, this this is a small hint. This is P, this is Q, this is R. This is the triangle formed by PQR. I have drawn all these points. Let's say Q, from Q to the I have drawn perpendicular from Q to x-axis, R to x-axis, and horizontal to the y, perpendicular to the y-axis. From all these points, I have got a strange figure. I have got some similar. I have got a figure A, B, C, D. This is nothing but this is a rectangle. You must have known it. These are the shaded regions which we don't want to find. We need to find the region of 4. Region of 4. We know the coordinates of all these points A, B, C, and D. So we need to find the area of 4. How do you find it? Say again a hint. I have shaded all the other regions. Simply we need to find the area of ABCD, which is rectangle. We have to subtract the areas of 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is a triangle, which are right angle triangles. So the area of a triangle is half into base into height. So we know the base length and the height length, because we know the coordinates of BC and P. We know the coordinates of B, A, C, D, and PQR. So we can find the base and we can height of every these right angle triangles, so that we can find the area of these three triangles. We know the length AB and BC. So we will get a area of rectangle, which is length into breadth. So we have to subtract from that the sum of these three areas, 1, 2, 3. So we will get the area of 4. Please do solve it. This will give you a good understanding of this. Thank you.